Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catherine Swift, and I am the Chief Creative Director and CEO at Resin Obsession. Thanks for joining me today for our Friday lunch break. And I am excited today to be bringing you one of our new molds. Now, I gotta tell you, I normally don't get this excited about a new mold, but I love this new pendant mold. And so I made some pieces with it earlier this week, and I included it on the blog and how, how to make them yourself. And I thought it might be kind of fun for us to walk through them today, because in looking at them, probably a little confusing on maybe how I got them done. And so, write a picture and a video is worth 1,000 words. So let's talk about these. Totally fun. I had a great time making these, and I love that they're a super shiny finish and they're really nice sizes for pendants. They're, depending on the pendant you're looking at, they're all about 1.5 inches long and about 5/8 to like 1.5 inches wide, depending on which one you're looking at. So let's walk through how I did these. And I did them all at once, meaning I didn't just make this one and then demold it and make this one. I made it all at once. So if you're gonna do that, it might drive you a little crazy. So before you get started in that direction, you can see what I did here, which was to plan out my pendants. I drew my shapes, wrote down some ideas on what I wanted to do. And that just kind of helps you determine which of these you would do as one pour, which you need to do as 2 pours, getting your inclusions ready and trying to strategically plan it so that one thing doesn't contaminate the next thing and all that. So let's start. Well, you know what? Let's just start right up here. So this pendant is created in 2 layers. The first layer is vellum paper. And so what I did was cut the vellum paper to match the size of the cavity. And this paper, if you haven't used this before, I have never sealed it. It's got that frosted appearance, but as you can see, it kind of keeps the frostiness even once the resin is applied. Maybe not quite as frosty, but still a frosty appearance. So I never seal it. And then once I put the first layer of clear resin, which I use you might be wondering, the Resin Obsession Super Clear Resin. That I use the Super Clear Resin for all of these cavities. So once I mixed and poured in my Super Clear Resin, I put in my cut piece of vellum paper, let that cure, and then mixed a little bit more Super Clear Resin along with some of our transparent purple pigment and some of the Resin Obsession pearl powder. And what that did is it kind of just gives it a nice pearlized look. You can see it's still purpley, but you can see, really nice pearlized effect to it. So that's how I made the first one. So the second one that I made is this shape, and this was meant to look like a faux opal, kind of a, look a light opal. And so for this one, what I did was use this cavity. First layer is super clear resin that I mixed with Stampendous shaved ice. And this stuff, if you guys haven't used this is fantastic. It's very light, very, it doesn't take a whole lot. Iridescent, really adds this beautiful shimmer to your resin. And so I poured that as the first layer, let it cure. Then for the second layer, I mixed some more resin and added in some of the Resin Obsession opaque black pigment, poured it on the back, and then that's how I got the black back to make it look like a faux opal. All right, pendant number 3. I also did in 2 layers. So first layer in this cavity, a little bit of clear resin that I mixed with just a small amount of glitter, not a whole lot, because I didn't really want it to overpower the resin. I used some of the Stampendous China Blue Micro Glitter. You can see it's really fine. So I just put in a little tiny bit, mixed it up, poured it in the cavity, And then for the second layer, I mixed super clear resin along with some of the opaque teal to give it a nice complementary back. So obviously, you could pick a different color if you want it to look, have more contrast, but I wanted something kind of complementary. So pick a complementary color glitter for the front or for the first pour, and then a nice opaque color for the back. All right, so pendant number 3, I used a charm that I found in the sale bin at the dollar store. And I gotta tell you, if you guys aren't going to the dollar store from time to time to pick up some fun stuff, you are missing out. So these were actually loom charms. I don't loom, so I can't tell you exactly what they're used for. But what I did is, this is just another one that was left, and I cut the little loops off with a pair of side cutters, and then put it in the first layer of clear resin. Okay, so we've got the soft pink lips. That was layer 1, and then layer 2 was just another layer of super clear resin that I mixed with a little bit of chunky glitter. So I used the ice resin glitter shards, and these are really chunky and heavy. Really adds a nice texture. I like this stuff. Okay, so that was pendant number 4. All right, pendant number 5 is what I'm calling my little, beach seashell memento. Now, if you were following me a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, me and the family took a day off and we went to the beach, and I picked up some sand, and so I used it for this pendant. So this top layer is actually just a starfish charm, and if you go to see if I got some here. If you go to any store that sells hobby miniatures, for like making railroads or dollhouses or that kind of thing, you can find all kinds of little animals. So this was just, the starfish came from, little ocean stuff. So just any kind of little animals. Obviously, if you pick up a nice seashell while you're there, that could totally be used as well. So I put in the first layer of resin, clear resin, the seashell charm, let it cure, and then for the back, what I did was mix more resin along with some of my beach sand. Now, if you're going to use beach sand in your resin, make sure it's dry first. So this had set out, and it was, I felt pretty comfortable that it was dry. If you're worried about that, you can always put it in a warm toaster oven for like 5 to 10 minutes on a little bit of aluminum foil to help dry out any extra. So, okay, so we've talked about the first 5. Pendant number 6, and I know this is a favorite for a lot of you guys too. This was clear resin poured into this cavity, and then you wait till your resin has just started to gel cure, and you put glitter on the back. Now, you want to make sure your resin is not liquid, but not completely hardened yet, and what will happen is the glitter will stick to the back, and it won't sink, and you'll get like this really kind of neat glass appearance, but the glitter is on the back. And I know a lot of you guys like that trick too, and I think it's really cool. All right, so our next pendant was just a mixture of glass beads. Pick something in some complementary colors and assorted shapes, and you can get some really neat texture to this. This also another dollar store purchase. These were some beads I got that in fact already came, colorized and kind of sorted together. So this was totally fun to be able to put these into a resin pendant. All right, so pendant number 8. And I'm not gonna lie, I like this pendant better than I thought I would. What I did for this one, it's in the round cavity. Clear resin for the first layer. And of course, foil stickers. I know a lot of you guys love foil stickers as well, and they're totally fun. And what's nice about using foil stickers is you don't necessarily have to seal them first. At least I didn't do these. So, you can get, a nice sheet of them. It's totally fun. And then the other thing I did was, once again, stock up on supplies. The LOVE are these square beads that are meant to get strong, on jewelry. So I use those as well in the first layer. And then for my back layer, what I did was mix some super clear resin and add in some transparent red pigment, along with just a small amount of red glitter. So, you know, if you wanted to, you could probably just do the red glitter on the back without the transparent red, but you'd end up having to use more glitter. And quite frankly, I think this, you know, adding the red pigment in just kind of helps bring out the red even more. So, pendant number 9 was this fun little ombre style pendant. And the way I did that was to mix some super clear resin, then split it into 2 separate cups, and then use some Pearl X powders to color the resin. So that was the citrine that I used, and this is magenta. Really pretty colors. If you've never used Pearl X colors for your resin before, I would tell you to start with a little. Little goes a long way. You can always add more, especially for the dark. So I put in, for the little bit of resin I had mixed, I had just a little dot, say the equivalent of the end of a toothpick. And that was plenty for the magenta. For the citrine, I did have to go back in and put a little more. All right, so once you do that, you want to have it in 2 separate cups, and you want to pour into each end at the same time, then let it meet in the middle all on its own. And it's a really fun way to get different kind of pendants every time. So that's one of my favorite things to do too with leftover colored resin. Great idea. So the last one, and probably my favorite, like this is going to surprise you guys, is simply clear resin with gold leaf. And gold leaf is so great. Just really adds an instant glam to your pieces. I love it in rings, in bracelets. We have the gold leaf in larger containers, and because it tends to blow away and get everywhere, I usually just take a little bit out, put it in a smaller container. That way I don't have to worry about it flying everywhere. So almost everything you've seen me use here today, you can get in our store. Certainly the resin supplies, you know, the colorants, the resin, the pearl powder, the mold, the leaf. Not only do we have gold leaf, but we also have it in silver, copper, and a couple of fall metallic colors. You can get the glitters from us, and you can also get Pearl X powders and the shaved ice. And this stuff is fantastic. I love this stuff. So thanks everyone for joining me today. I hope it inspired you to make some pendants on your own. And if you want to hop over to the blog, resinobsession.com, I've got all of this written out as well, along with links to these products. So if you want to give it a try yourself. And I had a ton of fun. I hope you guys had a ton of fun as well watching this today. And let's do this again soon.